Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first stream in a long time over on the Visit second channel. Yes, the second channel. There is indeed a second channel. You know what? I may have actually forgot about myself. You know, it's been a long time. It has definitely been a long time. But today I thought, you know what, man? I want to talk football, and I feel like I should do more stuff on this channel, as I feel like the more Burnley stuff, I feel like it's just not really needed for the main channel. I never really felt it really had a place there, other than the matchday vlogs. But as I'm gonna be back home here, and of course I don't go game to game, I thought I'm gonna do at least one preview, probably the first time and last time in a long time. But because of the sheer scale of this game, I feel like I've got to. And this is going to be the Brentford versus Burnley preview. And I've got some things to talk about here. Not much, just a few little things here. And I just want to kind of give my side of not only the game itself that's happening tomorrow, but the entire viewpoint from a Burnley perspective into the relegation dogfight. And I am currently live on YouTube, so that you guys can also have a conversation with me as well. But let's just get stuck into it here, and let's get into what is really happening this weekend, which is, simply put, if we lose this game, we're down, in my opinion. We absolutely in no way, shape or form could get away with not, at least at the bare minimum, getting at least a point out of this game. If we look at both sides in terms of their form, it's been pretty much abysmal on the Brentford side of things, bar that Norwich game. And with Burnley, we've had a bit of a purple patch. We're looking to be on the up. With Brighton, also Spurs. And we faced two decent-sized teams, good teams at home. And it looks like maybe it was all a fluke. Tell me down below in the comments what is your perspective on that. And also, by the way, on my second channel, if you guys doing more stuff over here, then feel free and drop a like, and also subscribe if you're new. I may do a watch along for the game tomorrow as well, so you can see me tomorrow. I'll probably lose my shit. Either way, if you win, you'll see me lose my shit. If we lose, then you'll see me lose my shit. I'm still positive. Right now, I think if you ask most of the Burnley fan base right now, I think you're gonna get probably more people very concerned than people that are still keeping the faith, and they've got solid reasons to still be a kind of concerned of what's happening right now at Burnley. We've not been great for a large chunk of the season, and I'll be fully honest here, the only one thing that I can say to you that will have me at least having believed that I think will stay up is the fact that we have Sean Dyche, and I think that's enough. Maybe I'm crazy, man, but I think just having Sean Dyche is enough. And again, I think it's just, it feels like it's just nothing, like it's pointless words, but Burnley are a team that's made to be fighting in a dogfight. Even when we weren't in a dogfight, we were still scraping and acting like we were. Like, we were 4-0 up at Molineux last season. We were 4-0 up, and we were still wasting time at a corner flag in the 90th minute. This mentality is, like, deep in the core of this football club. And I think that we're going to be a side that, as any, will possibly be the most prepared mentally in comparison to Leeds or Everton or Brentford or Watford, and especially Norwich. So let's get into the actual teams that we'll be seeing this weekend. And of course, you'll be seeing the most likely lineups. And with Burnley, what I want to see and what we need to see is I feel harsh on him, because I feel like he's actually a good player, but I'm kind of hoping of seeing Taylor leave the starting 11 and putting Peters back in. So I'm going to say what my 11 for this weekend will be, and I simply put the same team that we went out and comfortably dominated Brighton just about a month ago, and that was a 4-4-2, obviously, with Pope, Peters, Benmy will be injured, so it'd be Tarky and Collins, with Roberts as a right back, Lennon, not Westwood, be Jack Cork with Brownhill, Dwamini left mid, and then Cornet and Vegas up top. I think most Burnley fans would agree with that. Other than I may see some that may say something stupid like they want Dwight McNeil to no longer be on the wing. If you believe that, then I think you're an idiot. I'm sorry, I don't know what you think you want us to do. Either the only other option is to play Cornet as a winger, as a left mid, and then play J-Wood up as a striker, which I think is bonkers personally. I think that you got to play your two best players up top, and those two are the two best players. And Dwight McNeil, if you actually look back in that Chelsea game, which the thing is right, that's annoying me, right? People are stupid. People are very, very narrow-minded. People look back in that Chelsea game, and Dwight McNeil had a poor second half. But I looked back at that first half, and Dwight McNeil actually pretty sound. Look back in the first half and actually look it back. It actually wasn't that bad of a game for Dwight McNeil. Or for Burnley. Most Burnley fans going into that half-time against Chelsea last weekend would be all saying the same thing, saying that we most likely should be 1-0 ahead. We should most likely be the leading team in this game, and will most likely go on to fight and to try and scrape a 1-0. We were the most likely team at that stage of half-time to go win the game. Now, we got done over by a piece of absolute quality by Reece James, absolute fantastic player, and I don't think there's any shame in that. Sometimes when you're facing these top teams, you just get done over by some absolute piece of genius, and that was what that first goal was. You may say poor defending, but honestly, we've seen the best defenders in the world get turned inside and out. So I'm not going to pretend that we're like Real Madrid here, okay? I can allow mistakes to happen if I can understand why it's happened. And I think in that scenario there, we just got really fucking unfortunate. And of course, when you're in a dogfight, you can't be having these things happen that much, that often. However, I can kind of understand, considering the first half that I saw, and I know what I've seen in the last couple of games, and I still think that we are still on a rise right now. Now, in terms of Brentford, we can actually look at their form here as well. Look at the screen over here. And bar that Norwich game, yes, they beat Norwich, but again, in the same breath, it's Norwich. I no offense to Norwich fans, but I think Norwich fans can also still agree with me saying that they're probably going down this year. Okay, it'd be really tough to find a Norwich fan that's not like already preparing for Championship football next year. You'd be really doing well to find one. Okay, so look at the form for them, and in big games, they've not done well in the last couple of 2 months or so, right? Look at the results here. Before the Norwich game, we got Newcastle home, got a red card early on, quite unfortunate. Arsenal, not bad. Point at home to Palace, lost away at City, no shame in that. Wolves are home, United, Liverpool, then Southampton lost 4-1, and then they beat Villa, right? So their last win before that Norwich game was pretty much at the start of the year. That's not good at all. I think with Brentford, I think a lot of people have not really thought about them because they were so far ahead, because they had that new season bounce. They had that new energy into the club. Shit, we're in the Premier League, and everyone got buzzy. Everyone got excited. And I can see them kind of, and what they have been, they've been kind of, I was going to say moonwalking into the dogfight. Just being sucked into it pretty much, because they've not got that many points in the last 2-3 months, and I think that they will be really up against it by the end of the year. And if you look at the table here, this game is more for me. Is it a must-win? I think it is seen as a must-win if we want to see us actually be somewhat confident of staying up. If we win this weekend, be 16th ahead of Leeds. Everton got Wolves at home, and I actually believe we play better away from home than we do at home this year. I don't know why, but there's some sort of weird feeling that when we play away from home, I see the team genuinely play different. We play much more different away from home. I can't put my finger on it, but something's really odd there. In terms of the team, you guys see my team that I want, the same team that came up against Brighton. And the thing is, right, is the fact that with Westwood, I want him to be dropped, not because I think that he's an awful footballer or anything like that, because I think defensively we need the reassurance of Jack Cork. We need Peters to start ahead of Taylor, because the issue is with Taylor and Dwight McNeil, they're both attacking minded. With Dwight, I feel like he's got much more attacking freedom to go and actually run at players and stay a bit more high up the pitch than with Taylor. With Peters, he knows that defensively, Peters is always behind him and he doesn't have to think about it nowhere near as much. I think that's really important. In terms of Jack Cork and also Brownhill, the same concept. Jack Cork is much more efficient at taken a step back and tried to sweep up and clean up, and mop up any sort of second balls that happens in midfield, which happens a lot. A large chunk of Burnley's play and why we've been so good with seemingly lower standard players is that we are very good at the second balls. When the ball bounces, we've got someone to mop it up, and that is what Jack Cook does really well. With Westwood, he's very, very, very samey to Brown, and they're both very, technical kind of players-ish. I don't think Westwood's that technical, but he is more technical than Jack Cork. But so is Brownhill. And with Brownhill with Jack Cork, Brownhill's much more of a better transitional player than Westwood. He can actually move the ball up forward, try to actually drive and take on a man. I don't think I've seen Westwood take on a man since 2015, okay? It's just not a thing that he does. He doesn't do that, right? The only one main benefit of Westwood is the fact that he's typically got good set pieces, which we've not seen in quite a good couple of weeks and months now, really, with him. So we need Jack Cork to be in midfield. Lennon, fair play. He's absolutely rejuvenated his career, and he's surprised me, and I think everyone else as well. And then there's Weghorst, which I'm seeing some fans on Twitter say that, he's only scored one goal. Only one goal, and I can't really say anything else on the fact that it is only one goal. But when you see him, you gotta watch him, and the issue is with most fans that I don't blame you, but you guys don't watch Burnley, and you guys don't see the difference that a player like Weghorst has already had in terms of how we move the ball up the pitch. With Chris Wood, and I know he bagged the other night, but Chris Wood, he couldn't hold the ball and actually pass it. He could hold it, kind of, but to try and lay it off, that's a whole different story. Weghorst, he's so smart and intelligent, which is the same thing, but I'm going to say two different words because he's so ahead of the game in terms of knowing where players are on the pitch around him. And I can't really explain the fact that he is just another level, because he actually thinks two steps ahead when most of our players and most teams on the lower half of the table, they think of that one individual moment. When Weghorst already imagines that Lennon will be running to his right-hand side into that pocket of space in the next 2 seconds, like he can already predict that, and that happens a lot, and you can see that he's becoming more and more comfortable, and it's only a matter of time until he gets that one big game where he just bags two goals or a hat-trick, and I think this game could be that game. When I look at Brentford, they're pretty much the same kind of team as Brighton that you can get stuck in. A nice, cutesy, technical team in the same light as Norwich, in the same light as Watford almost, and definitely in the same light as Brighton. A very nice, cute, technical team, but you can get stuck in with them. And that is the one main thing that Burnley have got in their locker, is that, yes, we may not be the best talented side, but fucking hell, we can get stuck in and make you feel uncomfortable. And that is exactly what Burnley are made to do. So, I'm going to go look at the chat now and see what you guys are thinking. Tell me your thoughts and your predictions for today's game. Not today's game, tomorrow's game. Let's have a look here. We've got Ultras Gaming, Ben, Joe. Of course, this will be streamed, but also up as a video as well, so that people can go and watch this back if they want to as well. So, Ben, what are you guys thinking? I'm surprised Vidra, he's got a hernia injury, so he can't be playing. Even though Vidra, I do like Vidra a lot, I really do. I think that in terms of actually the movement of the pitch, he's very efficient at that. However, in terms of his final product, it's lacking a bit at times, which is very frustrating. Weghorst is top 8 years, most definitely. 2-1 Burnley, says Joe. Brentford fan says, we never beat Burnley. Still having flashbacks to Joey Barton scoring a free kick at Griffin Park. And that was the last time we've played Brentford at Brentford, their old ground, obviously, which I kind of wish they still had, because personally for me, I like the kind of older fashioned away ends, and I thought it was a quality one, to be fair. And I do feel like with Brentford, the fact that we beat them this year, and looking back at that game, we probably should have won by more in that first half. It was 3-1, could have been 5. Like, we really took on and just dominated Brentford in that game. They scored a goal from Godos, which was a good volley, I believe, from about 70-odd minutes. But Brentford had nothing in that game, and we were playing shit. In that period of the year, Burnley were absolutely diabolical. We couldn't have anything going our way, no confidence. We faced them in our worst run, and we absolutely blitzed them. And then after that, back to same old. So the fact that we are in some sort of like form right now, even though we lost the last 2 games, there's no shame of losing to Chelsea. And I don't think there's even any shame of, there's no shame of losing to Leicester either. They're still a quality side. They brought on Vardy, they brought on Maddison, and we got done over by quality at the end. Okay, it could have easily been a 0-0, maybe even a 1-1, because Vegas had a big chance at the near end of the game. But man, I don't think there's any shame of losing to those sides. Leicester, maybe so, but when you get some quality on like you have like that, sometimes things just do happen and do go against you, and I don't think there's any shame of that really. Let's have a look here. Any predictions for the game, boys? I would do my predictions into this, and I think for this game, I think this is going to be a 2-0 Burnley. And maybe I'm completely biased. Maybe I'm completely crazy and mental here that I know nothing and that I'm just got some mad bias to me. I'm a Burnley fan, so of course I've got fucking bias to me. But I can't be here and just say to you guys that I think that we're going to be going down, because I still believe that there's still 3 worse teams to me in this league: Watford, Norwich, and in terms of who's currently playing football right now, it's either Leeds, and I don't think Everton will. I still cannot imagine Everton going down, even though they are doing really bad in terms of the entire aspect of that football club. I still think they've got very good quality with Richarlison, in Calvert-Lewin, and Van de Beek. They've got good players in there that can be match winners. For Leeds, they've not really got that. Like, Bamford has only just come back, and is Bamford really the one? I don't know if he really is. I don't know if he really is that guy. And without Bielsa, the entire feeling at Ellen Road is absolutely all over the place. Like, it is toxic. Like, Jesse Marsch, he had to win yesterday. He had to. Because, man, it's like Burnley sacking Sean Dyche, out of nowhere pretty much, and then bringing in some guy with absolutely no experience in the football club. Like, you need that guy to have the fans behind him. It's like Rafa Benitez at Everton. He had to get wins instantly, and he did, and they still hated him for it. Like, sometimes there's just an impossible job. It's like Sir Alex leaving United and a new guy coming in. Like, I don't want to compare Bielsa to Sir Alex, but like, it's the same kind of feeling of the fans and the manager. It's the same kind of emotional bond. Trying to overcome that, fuck me, you've got to be like Pep Guardiola or something, because it is impossible to do that. And I think that they've done an absolutely awful decision here. And I can imagine Leeds potentially drawing at home to Norwich this weekend. Maybe, I don't know. I still think Norwich will probably still always lose, but they kind of have an upset in them. I say upset. They have won more games than us this year. So Norwich, they still have a chance, to be fair. They got 2-0 Burnley for Ben. And do you believe that Leeds are going to be going down? I still think that Leeds is probably most likely. I saw the game yesterday and they really had nothing. I think they had like 1 shot on target. Something stupid like that, which is really, really poor. I think they had no shots the entire first half. It's very, very bad. But that Norwich game is it. Like, this weekend can pretty much tell the entire season. Will it be Burnley? Will it be Leeds? If we do not beat Brentford, it could be us. And if Leeds loses to Norwich or draws to Norwich, it could be Leeds. It's going to be a really tricky one, boys. Tell me your thoughts down below in the comments, and I will go see you for a watch-along for the game tomorrow. I'm going to say 2-0 Burnley. I've given you my reasons on what team I want. Tell me yours down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time for another video, and stay safe, boys. Peace out.